their society. The need has never been greater than now for all Nigerians to actively contribute to the all-important task of nation building by bringing about good leadership and governance. For most citizens, their greatest weapon is their vote. Register now for your party and register when the time comes for elections. Political parties are the main vehicles under our laws through which citizens can participate in the ideals and practices of our democracy. As we have seen happening around the world, good citizens join political parties and use them to bring about the changes they desire. I am therefore endorsing the nationwide membership registration and the revalidation exercise embarked upon by our party, the All Progressive Congress. I call on patriotic Nigerians to come out during the exercise, which starts on the 25th of January, and avail themselves of the opportunity to join the APC. Thank you, and may God bless our country.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Know that our enemies have no face. They are indigents of no state. They come from no place. And if this boat capsizes, every one of us will go under. So when the drums sound, let everybody answer. Do not say, I am the Iroko when the forest is burning. Do not say, I am the Obeche when the forest is burning. Our differences will not stop us from perishing together. So when the drums sound, let everybody answer.
Aba, the commercial capital of Abia State, well known.
Hey beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight. Now reading page 3. Experience unlimited superfast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more. This is NTA International.
Have you heard of Made in Aba shoes? They are a sight to behold. The creative beauty put into it with what you may describe as a seamless effort. But that is only for the experts, as I tried to produce a pair but failed woefully. Now we know that it is easier said than done for the novice. How then do these experts get the job done.
The Aba people, God gave us special strength. No matter any quantity you will order now, we will make sure that we satisfy our customers.
Who really are their target buyers?
Nigerians are not patronizing our products. Instead of them patronizing what we are producing, Cameroonians, Togo, Ivory Coast, Abidjan, all these African sub-Saharan countries, they are the people that are coming in here to buy our product because they know the value.
Is this business really profitable?
There's money here. There's money here. There is money. If the government can help us to move forward,
we will turn the economy of this country round. We will not be mentioning anything like joblessness again. All these young school leavers who don't have jobs, you see many of them here. They will be flowing, and we'll be training them because the skill, God gave it to us.
One thing that stands out are the labels on the products. All are foreign. I wondered why.
Whenever they come to know that you are the one that produced this one, sometimes they would not like to buy it. They prefer the ones they don't know, the person that worked it, than the one they know, the person that worked it.
The Aba shoes seem to be high in demand, especially within the west coast of Africa. What stands it out?
We are using two kinds of leathers. One is animal skin and a synthetic. It's Nigerian leather. That's why the country prefer this leather to those of their own leathers. As our women, they will tell you, that is what we are hearing today. They are now preferring made in Aba to made in China because of its quality today.
Given the fact that this little town known as the Japan of Africa can well produce footwears for the entire Nigeria and beyond, what then is stalling the effort?
Sure.
There are more skills and finesse in this area. What has been the effect on their productivity?
I improved in my production. People that have been buying my products before I went to China and now, they can see the difference. There's a whole lot of difference in my production. It has improved the finishing, everything, the packaging is just superb right now.
Now, that is the language our youth should be speaking. Whatever it is what, we must look inward if we must develop our great nation Nigeria, starting from the Japan of Africa, Aba. I am Elizabeth Abai. I am here to talk about facts. There is so much misinformation and distortion out there, especially on the social media. All it takes is just a click and the fake news goes viral. However, here in NTA, we deal with facts.
My job is to go out there and comb for factual news and information, just the way it is, all in the interest of the nation. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.
Here on the NCA, we present only the facts, verified. Beware of fake news, don't be a victim. Stay tuned to the NCA.
Especially at this time of the coronavirus pandemic.
My name is Nnamdi Ojipo.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
welcome to NTA Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I'm Naja'at Tijani. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of new service chiefs. The new service chiefs are Major General Leo Irabo, Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Ibrahim Adahiru, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral A.Z. Gambo, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal I.O. Amao, Chief of the Air Staff. The President congratulates the new service chiefs and urges them to be loyal and dedicated in the discharge of their responsibilities. President Buhari thanks the outgoing service chiefs for what he calls their overwhelming achievements in the efforts at bringing enduring peace to the country, wishing them well in their future endeavors. Those involved are the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olonishakin, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ikwe Ibaz, and the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. The Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, as well as the Federal Inland Revenue Service, have been directed to commence immediate remittance of funds approved by law to the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the directive insists that NASENI must be provided with adequate financial, human and material resources towards executing its mandate and realizing its full potentials. The President said this at the meeting of the agency's governing board and its chairman. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
NASENI was established in 1992 to facilitate, amongst others, local mass production of standard parts, goods and services required for the nation's technological advancement. Presiding over the meeting of the governing board for the first time since reconstitution in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari described NASENI as not only critical to Nigeria's industrial development and creation of 10 million jobs, but also the realization of the economic recovery and growth plan, as well as the post-COVID-19 sustainability plan.
It is only deliberate deployment of engineering, science, technology and innovation, using technology domestication and reverse engineering of capital goods, making them available in Nigeria, that can fast-track realization of our collective will to build capacity and reduce poverty among our teeming populace. It is my desire that the Governing Council will reposition NASENI for the realization of its mandate as envisioned by its founders.
The COVID-19 pandemic in particular, the President said, exposed the technology and innovation gap between Nigeria and the developed world, which NASENI is strategically positioned and poised to fill.
NASENI must be empowered and be given the autonomy and independence to forge international partnerships to acquire the relevant technologies for socio-economic and industrial advancement of the country. I hereby direct Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning to conclude negotiation and acceptance of 85% funding source for establishment of solar cell production, high voltage testing laboratory and transformer in collaboration with China Great Wall Industry Corporation.
No government has ever attempted to provide this fund over the years.
The Executive Vice Chairman of NASENI, who described the presidential directive as significant in fast-tracking Nigeria's industrial development, also appreciated the President for his commitment to the production of solar cells in Nigeria.
There is no place in Africa that today we are producing solar cells. NASENI has 7.5 megawatt capacity solar panel or solar module manufacturing plant in Karshi. The board has approved that we should use locally available raw material. And this raw material is silica. And silica is from sand. And sand is free of charge. If you can produce cells, then you have capacity to venture into electronic communication, technology, and computation equipment.
The governing board meeting, which continued behind closed doors, considered and approved various memoranda, including the collaboration between Naseni and Belgium Manufacturing Company for helicopter production in Nigeria.
There is a marching order to quickly have made in Nigeria helicopter. Technically, we'll be ready in 2 months, but the issue is that even when we design, produce, and fabricated jet engine, as I said, we will not deploy it until it meets all other international regulatory requirements. We are doing all we can, taking into consideration the checklist provided.
Also approved by the board includes National Tractor Refurbishing and Recovery Program, as well as the reconstitution of some critical standing committees. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force and its Nigerian counterpart are expanding new horizons in the fight against insurgency, among other security matters which were discussed during the visit of the chef d'état-major d'armée de l'air du Niger, Colonel Amiru Abdelkadir, to headquarters Nigerian Air Force. The report. Ranked 109th in world military might, the Nigerian Air Force has been involved in several peacekeeping missions, including the fight against insurgency as part of the multinational joint task force. With the Air Force Chief of Staff of Niger's visit to the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, expectations are high concerning future collaborations.
Nos défis, surtout sécuritaires, sont multiples et multiformes. La nature du conflit et la capacité de résilience des groupes associés aux activités malsaines nous impose la recherche de solutions pérennes et une adaptation continue aux menaces actuelles et futures.
Colonel Abdelkadir's visit also coincides with the winging of 7 young pilots, bringing the total number of pilots to be winged since July 2015 to 124.
Also delighted to note that this 131 that we have winged today constitute 49.6% of the total active pilots that are flying to secure Nigeria. The common challenge we are facing in the northeast, which is Boko Haram, can only be decisively defeated if we have a very strong collaboration with our friendly countries, those countries that are bordering Nigeria, especially including Niger.
Niger and Nigeria are no strangers to the fight against insurgency, and this visit by Nigerian Air Force will not only consolidate on this relationship, but will chart a new course in the way missions are being handled by the multinational joint task force. The two countries are also expected to collaborate more in the area of training. Now, that was the immediate past Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, this morning, just before the resignation. And following the crisis which erupted in Orlu zone, alleged to have resulted in the loss of lives and destruction of property, the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew as an interim measure to restore peace and order. Bright Ebuchu reports.
The declaration of the curfew in 10 local government areas comprising Orlu, Osu, Oru East and West, Idiato North and South, Njaba, Esu, Nwangela and Nkwere follows the activities of alleged militants who unleashed mayhem in Orlu zone. Governor Hope Uzodinma, while briefing journalists in Owerri, condemned the violence, stressing that the destruction of lives and property is uncalled for, as no group of persons have the right to take the laws into their hands.
The government condemns in its entirety this act of extreme hooliganism and brigandage. This is completely unacceptable to this administration. Those behind this callous barbarism will surely regret their action.
While calling for calm in the affected areas, the governor notes that the dusk to dawn curfew is expected to be adhered strictly to, assuring families of victims of the clash that the perpetrators will be brought to book. He further stresses that the situation is under control and urges law-abiding citizens to go about their businesses without fear of molestation. In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
And still on conflict resolution, Nigerians have been advised to use dialogue rather than violence to settle communal disputes, as no development can thrive in an environment of war and chaos. Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor Moses Ekpo gave the advice while distributing relief materials to victims of communal crisis between Okupedi and Amamong in Okubo, local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Charity James reports.
Communal clashes have remained major cause of hindrances to the growth and development in some areas. Its devastating effect also caused setbacks and suffering among the people resident in the warring communities and its environs. For instance, the communal crisis between Okubedi and Amomang in Okobo, as well as court clash in Oruganam local government areas of Akwa Ibom State, led to the destruction of properties and displacement of many people. Hence, the response by the state government through the State Emergency Management Agency to ameliorate the plight of the victims.
That people should survive. I am happy and I appreciate the state government.
It's happening for the 9 months or 10 months ago is what we outlined. But today, we see what the government are giving to us. We are really appreciating.
Distributing the relief materials to the victims, the State Deputy Governor and Chairman State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Moses Ekpo, represented advised warring communities to sheathe their swords for peaceful coexistence. He also emphasized that the state government will not send relief materials to any community that engages in man-made disaster.
And there is nothing as good as dialogue and peace settlements. You must also help yourself.
Leadership of the communities warned against war and violence, saying anyone who indulges in it will be made to face the law.
I'm appealing, to the youth of both warring communities, and appealing to the chiefs and elders, especially the paramount ruler, to call all the chiefs of these communities together, and all the youth, through the youth president here, to call the youth together and stop the fighting.
Some of the relief materials distributed to the victims include food items, building materials, beddings, and toiletries. In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
The National Population Commission is working on the 2006 census report in a bid to generate monographs which will help to actualize accurate population census in Nigeria going forward. Oluseyi Adebo reports that this will feature prominently in the program for a 10-day workshop engaging key actors in population census.
It is a tradition of the Population Commission to close a census to give room for a fresh exercise, and this workshop is seeking to check the level of accuracy in the submitted population figures of 2006. Here, the Commission and partners will be identifying the weaknesses of the counting exercise and plan to counter likely challenges for future exercises.
The next one is to call a census summit, calling all our state holders to actually talk about what they want from the census. So this gives us it prepares us to meet them.
Executive Chairman of the NPC, Naso Isakwara, is reaffirming the Commission's target of providing evidence-based information. His message was delivered by the Chairman Census Committee, Dr. Ipalibo Ari.
Producing reports and monographs from a rich treasury of different types of data that exist in the Commission can help achieve the main purpose of investment in data gathering by government, donor agencies, development partners.
Participants are optimistic that the meeting will help create a firm ground upon which forthcoming census exercise will be built.
But we are able now to give a full report of that which has happened and able to interpret the tables to an average man on the street.
Then the monographs also will even enhance this process and give room for research.
8 key MPC reports are expected to be generated from the workshop, and its target is to help set the stage for national recovery and economic growth. Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
It's time for us to join our Lagos Network Center for more on Nationwide, and Dotun Oguyemi is our guide. Hello, Dotun.
Hello, Najatu. Welcome to Lagos. The Nigerian economy is expected to exit recession by end of the second quarter of 2021, as experts project a gross domestic product growth to rebound from 1.7% to 2%. Amaka O completes the report.
Contrary to a total lockdown witnessed in the previous year, there are sustained economic activities in the country, despite the second wave of COVID-19 being felt across the globe. Owing to this, experts predict the economic outlook for 2021.
At least by end of June, we should see a sign of true. The economic cycle should be around the true, stage. Then from there, we can now start looking at how we are going to be growing the economy.
With the successes recorded in the capital market, signing of 13.5 trillion naira budget of recovery into law, reopening of the nation's borders, and implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. These are among other steps taken by the government, which include the amendment of the 2020 Finance Act and clamor for blockage of leakages in the collection of taxes. All these, experts say, are factors that will stimulate economic growth in 2021.
The economy is looking better than what we had last year. What we are seeing at the end of the day is that the various stimulus package under the Economic Sustainability Plan. And most important among all of this is the MSME Survivor Fund.
The insurance sector would also be very busy this year as they try to meet the capital requirement that the NICOM had placed for them. So that is going to be, one of those activities that will drive markets in 2021.
Experts also say that with a sustained recovery plan, the economy is expected to surmount all negative impacts of a second wave of COVID-19 to stay afloat in the days ahead. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Substandard tires and liquefied petroleum gas cylinders worth about 300 million naira have been destroyed by a standard regulatory body in Lagos. Imolayo Tukede, who witnessed the destruction of the items, reports that the move is part of efforts by the federal government to avert disaster and promote standards in the country. The report.
Tires and cooking gas cylinders are two different products used for various household and commercial purposes. Improper handling of these products have over the years been linked with fire outbreak and road crashes, sometimes leading to loss of lives and property. This is why the enforcement unit of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, after a tip-off, embarked on seizure and confiscation of gas cylinders and 6 containers containing about 5,000 substandard tires in each. Director General of the organization said that the products, which were imported by different businessmen, failed the agency's mandatory tests.
These tires were compromised because about 5 other new tires were stuffed in it just to save money for a container. If you use the tires, they will most likely explode in the middle of use.
The standard requires that the cylinder, a good cylinder, must expand a minimum of 20% of the original volume of the cylinder when you pressurize it. In this case, they did not expand to that level.
The organization deployed a shredding equipment to destroy the tires without causing harm to the environment.
The environment was not degraded in any aspect.
These people do not pay the normal tax they ought to pay to the Nigerian government. It is not good for our economy.
They want those selling fake products to desist from the act, as government will not relent in ensuring the safety of consumers in the country. In Lagos, Imolayo Tukede, NTA News.
Work on the ongoing rehabilitation of the Outer Marina Road linking Ahmadu Bello Way in Victoria Island has reached appreciable level as part of the road is now motorable. The Director of Highways, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Southwest, Adedamola Kuti, hinted this while inspecting some portion of the project.
The project, which stretches from Ebute through Outer Marina to Eko Atlantic City, kicked off in August 2020. The rehabilitation, according to the contractor, experienced few challenges at the beginning, being a built-up area, but have now been taken care of. Zonal Director, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Adedamola Kuti, accompanied by the contractor and the Zonal Director, NTA Lagos Network Center, inspected the level of work and expressed the hope of timely completion to enhance motoring around the area.
That is the design we have in order to be able to do something that will be durable and stand the test of time. So now development has caught up with you. So we are now trying to get the best way out to ensure that you are able to fit in and some of your equipment, anytime you have any function outside your studio, that you can move in and out conveniently.
We need to talk to different owners of property and see, especially the cables. We have a lot of underground cables buried here and water pipe. So initially there was plan to do relocation, and then because of the cost and all those things, we had to find a way of going around it.
Assistant Director, Technical Services of the station also made some observations and appealed to the contractor to consider the operational requirement of NTA in the course of work.
As it concerns our own entrance here, NTA, we have tabled several observations. Among which is how our OB van can move out and move in freely when this job is completed, which he has obliged. We have again inspected our canal, which he has given us expert advice on what to be doing on the canal from time to time.
The project is expected to be completed before the end of the year. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Let's now take a break. Nationwide continues shortly.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the game changer, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Broadcasting in a digital economy, Maxwell Lobo gives an insight. This edition also features Nancy Naji of AIT, a name synonymous with business. Meet the NCDC boss, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu. TV Guide, your indispensable companion, also x-rays the relevance of social media in the modern society. Meet some TV professionals who have impacted their spaces and other inspiring stories in sports, entertainment, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire. Teacher yo mo, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher yo mo, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Ọmọ onírẹsì ti dé.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We no happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, that's why I talk with that now. Not for me.
You want me to die?
Not for me because of Pamio.
from dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day. NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Welcome back to our Abuja studios to Health Matters Now. As Nigeria prepares to receive the first set of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines in February, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Hanire, has advised Nigerians to protect themselves by taking the vaccines, which will be made available by government, and to keep watch against fake products. He gave the advice while discussing Nigeria and COVID-19 vaccines on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Ekemini Williams reports.
Nigeria is set to receive 100,000 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines, and the government has laid out a plan for administering this first set. Priority is to be given to health workers in COVID-19 ICUs, recovered COVID-19 victims, the aged, and those with underlying ailments. Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Hanire, urges Nigerians to take the vaccine when available.
The best way you can protect yourself is vaccines, and there are people who already know that, so the demand is there. There are also skeptics who say, no, this thing is dangerous, I won't take it. But by the time you see the danger in not taking it, people will change their mind with time as it goes along.
Dr. Faisal Shuaib, Executive Director of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, says adequate arrangements have been made for the storage of the vaccines.
As a matter of fact, we can store as much as a little over 400,000 doses. We're hopeful that by the end of 2021, every political world will have at least one cold chain equipment that can keep vaccines in +2 to +8.
He says documentary evidence will be issued to those who receive the vaccination, but it may not be a prerequisite for international travels. Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, Director General of NAFDAC, says the agency will evaluate the Pfizer vaccines for regulatory approval within 5 working days.
We are expecting the dossier in NAFDAC. The dossier has the preclinical, the clinical trial, the manufacturing, the analytical assay. It is almost like the Bible of any product. Until NAFDAC has that dossier, we cannot approve for emergency use authorization.
She also says there is a high probability for a local remedy, which will require more government support for the product to go through certification. A virologist, Dr. Simon Egwale, suggests that Yaba Laboratory in Lagos should be converted into a state-of-the-art vaccine institute to aid the development of local remedies for COVID-19.
The program that CBN introduced, the money that has been approved, I wish that that money will be pushed to that so that they can expand that program, because 10 billion naira is not going to give you a vaccine factory. The Yaba lab is outdated. It's talking about a factory that was built in the 40s. So what the best use of that would be to convert it into a vaccine institute, which is needed in Africa.
He emphasizes the need for capacity building to enable Nigeria develop competences to be self-reliant in vaccine manufacturing. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams.
Meanwhile, 1,430 new cases of COVID-19 have been recorded in the last 24 hours. In an update released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Lagos State maintains its lead with 744 new infections, followed by Plateau State with 100, Oyo State with 77, the FCT 75, Nasarawa 74, Katsina 48, Edo 42, Kano 41, and Enugu State 37 new cases. Rivers has 34, Ogun 33, Kwara 32, Niger 28, Ebonyi 27, Kaduna 26, Borno 12, 10 in Yobe, 5 in Ekiti, and 1 in Gombe State. Nigeria now has 112,996 confirmed cases of COVID-19, with 98,359 treated and discharged, while 1,507 deaths have been recorded so far. And it's back to work for the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, after several weeks of being absent from the public scene and official duties due to COVID-19. Today, the minister has fully resumed with new prospects for Nigerian women and children. Correspondent Momso Damian Detti reports.
A grand welcome by the management and staff of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to receive the minister. It's been weeks since they last saw, and some last year.
We want to thank Almighty God that you survived and very quickly the scourge of COVID-19. The face of Nigeria when it comes to gender issues.
I've not seen a minister for the Ministry of Women Affairs so agile, very proactive.
She's a kind of an embodiment of encouragement to us. She has so much respect and regard, not only for the high and mighty, but for the downtrodden.
Pauline Talon is overwhelmed with the show of love, having spent some time in treatment center, with longer period isolating and recuperating. She's happy to continue with what she knows best.
For me to be a survivor and stand here before you, I am celebrating God. I'm thanking everyone. Pray that God will bring an end to the scourge of COVID-19. To remember, COVID-19 is real. Let's stick to the protocols. The work concerning women and children is just beginning.
With this merry atmosphere to begin the year, the minister says her vigor is renewed to work towards enhancing the social, economic, and educational development of women and girls. Momso Damian Dati, NTA News.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Saidia Umar Farouk, has sympathized with the victims of the recent Sokoto Central Market fire incident, which destroyed shops worth billions of naira. In a statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Bashir Noura Al-Ali, the minister is saddened by the news because of the huge loss to the victims, especially in these hard times when people are trying to make ends meet. While commending all the federal and state fire authorities, traders and concerned citizens who assisted in putting off the fire, the minister has directed the National Emergency Management Agency to work with the State Emergency Management Agency to assess the situation and report back within 2 weeks for the provision of necessary humanitarian assistance. And for trending news from Sokoto, let's join Saidia Umar Tiki in our Sokoto Network Center. Over to you, Saidia.
Glad to have you join us. The Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Dr. Liman Alhaji Ibrahim, has called on authorities concerned to make Sokoto Central Market go back to its original master plan. Liman was speaking while on commiseration visit to the Sultan, Muhammad Saad Abubakar. Sheikh Muhammad Detti completes the story.
The Controller General and his entourage were at the palace to commiserate with the Sultan about the recent fire at the Sokoto Central Market. While describing the inferno as unfortunate, Liman called for proactive measures by the government and other stakeholders to work out modalities of averting reoccurrence. He decried shortage of manpower and adequate firefighting trucks in the country, pledging to use the available ones to fight such inferno.
We will continue to do our best, Your Eminence, to see what we can do to assist this part of this country.
Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar said such calamities are the will of Allah, applauding the Controller General for the visit. He said it is duty bound on leaders at all levels to give meaningful advice to government to avert future occurrence.
Shouldn't be caught unawares anymore. I think the committee will come up with recommendations to the government. I think the government will look into the recommendation and see how it could implement such recommendations.
Meanwhile, the controller also visited the Sokoto Central Market to see things for himself. The Controller General and his entourage were conducted around the affected shops by the Director General of the market. He pledged to send a team of technical experts and more personnel to Sokoto Zone. In Sokoto, Shio Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
Now, the newly posted Sokoto State Commissioner of Police, Ali Ajijanga, said he will serve the people and his fatherland. Shio Muhammad Detti reports that the police commissioner was speaking when he paid courtesy call on the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar.
Commissioner of Police Ali Ajijanga, in company of his lieutenants, were at the palace for formal introduction and royal blessings from the Sultan. He solicited for the support of the Sultan and assured of discharging his duties diligently. He also pledged to change the narratives of insecurity in Sokoto, calling for support of the people in that regard.
Sit down and consult ourselves and come with a draft that will ensure that we checkmate the activities of crime and criminalities in all these affected areas that were affected with insecurity.
Commissioner of Police Aji condoled with the Sultan over the demise of his brother, Abdul Jeli Abubakar, and former Commissioner Home Affairs, as well as the fire incident at the Sokoto Central Market. Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar acknowledged the contribution of the newly posted Commissioner of Police, while in other states calling on him to do more in Sokoto. He commended the security operatives working in Sokoto, especially on the peaceful coexistence between them and the people they are policing. Sultan Muhammad Saad prayed for success of the new CP as he discharges his duties in Sokoto. The new Commissioner of Police served in the same capacity in Kogi and Kaduna State, as well as the force headquarters. In Sokoto, Sheo Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
And that's it from this end. It's back to Najatu in Abuja.
Thank you, Sadia. Nigeria can benefit much more from the expertise of her professionals in the diaspora with confidence-building strategies through engagements which can serve as an impetus. For a group, Coalition of Oduduwa Descendants for the Scrapping or Restructuring of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, some leaders of diaspora groups say what the little that the Commission has achieved over a year of its establishment gives hope to Nigerians abroad. Kelvin Owunai reports.
Nigeria has a high number of professionals in the diaspora, contributing to the growth of their host countries and the world. There are also millions of Nigerian immigrants scattered around the globe who sometimes run foul of the law and create bad publicity for the country. How to tap from the potentials of the former for the overall good of the country is at the core of the establishment of NITCOM. But the group, the Coalition of Oduduwa Descendants, does not think NITCOM has done well, reshaping the image of the country abroad, and want it scrapped or restructured. Reacting to the development, some leaders of diaspora groups say, apart from working to secure justice for many Nigerians, NITCOM has, through many its engagements, built trust and confidence in Nigerians abroad to give back to their country.
So, to me, government have done a good job by creating the NITCOM, the Commission for the Diasporans, and so far, so good.
The group does not speak for Nigerians in the diaspora. The group has no known address in the Southwest, and we also have what's called the Diaspora Day. These are some of the things that NITCOM has been able to put together.
NITCOM is the best thing that's ever happened to we diasporans. This is the first time we have a commission we can call ours.
They also want NITCOM to set as priority the actualization of voting rights for Nigerians in the diaspora. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA.
Meanwhile, global leaders at the 2021 United Nations Climate Adaptation Summit want an urgent scaling up of funding for programs to build resilience and offer lasting solutions against the impact of major events such as drought, flood, and rising sea levels. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says developing countries need an estimated $70 billion to build their adaptation plans, a figure which could reach up to $300 billion in 2030, Onengie Fineface reports.
Climate disasters, disturbed weather patterns, higher temperatures and sea levels pose challenges to the global community. The Climate Adaptation Summit is a virtual meeting of world leaders to articulate how societies can adapt systems to safeguard the planet and ensure sustainable prosperity.
But recovery cannot be only for the developed world. We must expand the provision of liquidity and debt relief instruments to developing and middle-income countries that lack the resources to relaunch their economies in a sustainable and inclusive way.
Climate financing for African and other developing countries was central to conversations at the summit.
The African Development Bank is at the forefront of climate finance for Africa. The bank has quadrupled its finance for climate to reach $25 billion by 2025. We have increased the percentage of our climate financing devoted to climate adaptation from 26% in 2016 to 55% by 2019.
The summit launched a 10-year global action program, 1,000 Cities Adapt Now, codenamed 1,000 CAN, to accelerate climate adaptation in 1,000 cities worldwide.
The world has a golden opportunity to recover from our health and economic crisis by accelerating adaptation, and we must seize it. You have, I think all of us, global leaders, have a political and moral responsibility to save humanity and our planet.
1,000 Cities Adapt Now will prioritize resilience in poor communities and water-resilient cities. Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
Kaduna Network Center is our next stop on Nationwide, where Suleiman Abdullahi Ruga Chukung is standing by. Over to you, Suleiman.
Thank you very much, Najatu, and welcome to Kaduna. As the All Progressives Congress membership revalidation exercise kicks off nationwide, Kaduna State chapter of the ruling party has put necessary machinery in place for the smooth conduct of the exercise. Haruna Muhammad reports that executives of the party in the state have mobilized their members to come out en masse and participate.
As a result of this determination, party stakeholders met in Kaduna to adopt modalities for the smooth conduct of the exercise. The party is committed to providing a level playing field for every party loyalist in the 23 local government areas in the state. Addressing stakeholders, the state chairman Emmanuel Kabira Jakara says the party in the state will adopt briefs from the national headquarters of the party in conducting the exercise.
Party can operate without the people. So the more we register, the more we have confidence that we are on ground.
He urged executives of the party at the state and local government levels to avoid acts of sabotage. Instead, they should serve as springboard for success of the party in their various local governments.
They are the soldiers in the field. So that sanitize them, they will also go in turn, like the local government party caretaker chairman will go in turn and call the ward chairman. The ward chairman, after they've been briefed, will also go in turn to review all the polling units. The polling unit is very, very important because where every action occurs.
The exercise is scheduled to commence in all wards of the state beginning from 2nd to 16th February 2021. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Trial of Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, leader of the proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria, and his wife Zinat has been adjourned to the first week of March 2021 for the hearing. Achari Maxwell has the details.
At the last court proceedings, permission was granted to Zinat El-Zakzaki to be taken to a conventional COVID-19 treatment center where she can be taken care of. Today we are back in court where more witnesses are expected to testify before the court. As at the last count, out of the 18 witnesses that are expected to testify, about 9 have done so. Hearing on the matter continued with only one witness being cross-examined, as the defense counsel asked for time to study the evidence of the other witnesses before Justice Kurada.
Only one witness was taken, and that was because the second witness the prime witness for today, we woke up this morning to find out that new documents were filed just yesterday, and which amounts to a very serious ambush. because it will not be proper defending for our clients if we proceed without looking at what exactly has been filed.
As at the time of this report, it was not clear if the order to move Zinat El-Zazaki for COVID-19 treatment outside the correctional facility has been complied with or not. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
Thank you, Achari. More reports ahead after the commercial break.
Life can be very eventful. We curiously expect things to happen, even when we don't know what. Our human nature makes us like and repost lots of information. Some are unverified, inciting anger and hate. Sometimes innocently, other times the urge to break it first. This, in most cases, has caused destruction in many nations.
Say them they rape about 35% of them girl picking, and even them women safe. Some of them they even die in the process. Emotional trauma, uncle. It they make some of them be like say they not dead this one again. They don't go, but they still they live like ghosts. Some of them shame don't kuku make them go kill themselves. It no good though. This no be our culture. It no fit be the African way. Why we can't allow this kind of yet enjoy body with us so they loud where. If you know they fear law where man put, you know they fear Baba God there. You self, you where they cover mouth so you see many one they happen. You know what here when the Oyibo talk say problem where they bring come out, they solve and sharply. Remember, person where feel rape, if it's a key person, if it be you, if it be your pikin, if it be person them where you love well. So make we learn they carry women them like diamond where we be. No grief for rape.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
NTA News 24. A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46,
Star Times channel 101 and Free TV channel 703.
Join us.
And welcome to Port Harcourt Network Center. The All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State says it is poised for the new membership registration and revalidation exercise of the party in line with the national timeline for the program. Chairman State Caretaker Committee of the party, Aziko Bobula, said, however, that the inauguration of the State Committee for the exercise has been shifted. Kingsley Amajuri reports.
From the streets
Mobilization of intending party members has shifted to the ward level to get the people ready for the exercise.
We are giving a platform for the Rivers people to come out, register with All Progressive Congress, APC. That is the leading party. That is the only party that will take Rivers State to the next level.
Revalidation of membership and registration of membership of the APC gives Rivers people a chance to chart their own course. The party has made it open and is giving everybody the avenue to the decision maker within the political sphere.
Registration is open to every Nigerian who is interested, desirous, who believes in the cause of the APC and is desirous of becoming a member of the party, or is a member of the party and wants to revalidate.
The state CTC chairman enjoined all lovers of the party in the state to seize the opportunity to legitimize their membership of the APC. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amachiri, NTA News.
Out of 29 cases pending before the Judicial Panel of Inquiry sitting in Port Harcourt, 15 cases comprising alleged murder, brutality and extortion perpetrated by operatives of Nigerian police were entertained at the 29th day of sitting of the panel. Ijoma Gweke reports.
The 15 cases were mainly adjourned cases whose witnesses were appearing for the second and third time for cross-examination and conclusion. Out of the 15 cases, 6 were thrown out for abuse of court process and lack of jurisdiction, while 7 were concluded and selected for conference.
You know the essence of the law. This document is undated. This document is not signed, all that. Adjourned for conference.
The case of alleged killing of 40-year-old James Joseph by operatives of the Nigerian police since November 2016 and police brutality petitioned by Obona Ifediora were concluded and selected for conference.
Blindfolded me for 3 days, no food, no water. I was lying on the floor, bare body. That was on the 13th. On the 15th of same March, I was whisked away to unknown destination. Blindfolded. When we got to a certain point, I discovered it was Enugu. When men at the checkpoint, Enugu police command intercepted them. I was there for 2 days. And men at the Enugu police command never allowed them to take me away.
The sitting was subsequently adjourned till Tuesday, 26 January for conclusion of public hearing. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
And that's it from Port Harcourt. Najatu is back to you in Abuja.
Thank you, Jenny. Now let's join Olumide Eguntola for sports update.
The Nigerian Olympic Committee in partner group, the workshop which was